Hey, you're on the air in Los Angeles.
Miller's Party Board rules. Hey, Howard, you ever call Miller's Party Board?
No, what's that?
It's a local bulletin board. It's kind of like Prodigy.
No, you know.
It's not a commercial service, though. It's like a privately run system. There's a lot of them around.
I don't know. I can't imagine. You know, I got into that for like about a month, calling the Prodigy bulletin boards and stuff.
The chat line.
The chat line. Is it like a chat line?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. You type in, and you go, hey, how you doing? And all the other people go, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Then I spend about 15 minutes trying to prove I'm Howard. And then when I don't even try to prove I'm Howard, I just try to be on there like a regular person. Everybody just has nothing to say. Just a bunch of people sitting at their typewriters with nothing to say. They're the biggest bores on 2 feet. So I'm not going to call into the Miller, whatever that is, because
private boring line.
Yeah, it's got to be even worse because there's probably less people who are aware of it, and chances of meeting more boring people.
Hi, Robin. I can't hear Robin too well. I don't know what.
That's because you're not saying anything.
There's a reason for that.
Microphone isn't coming out of the phone.
I was on that thing with Stuttering John the other day.
Yeah.
And people just start goofing on John, and you know what he does? He threatens to come over and beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
And he, like, makes fun of their mothers.
Yeah, and who wants to read that?
So stupid.
And then I go on sometimes, and I find, I don't realize, everyone has a nickname. I'm talking to Stuttering John. I mean,
or Scott.
Yeah.
Scott the engineer.
And Scott the engineer is the worst at it. First of all, he can't type. He just can't type. You know, I'm all for computer technology and everything, but sometimes it really clogs your life up. I've just completely stopped calling into it.
Mm.
And you get on, and Scott's on there. And Scott, you know, he has nothing to say when you talk to him.
Right.
He really has nothing to say now because he can't type, and he's so slow in terms of his thought process that he has nothing interesting to say. So now the whole thing's relying on people all typing and having interesting stuff to say. And sometimes I go on there and I try to type some interesting stuff, and then someone writes, "This is boring. Let's goof on people."
Even the interesting stuff is boring.
Yeah.
They just want to goof.
Yeah, they just want to goof. They're like, well, why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about anything. And
well, I was on there one day, and everyone says, I wish somebody from the show would be on here now. That was so cool. So they go, hey, I'm Gary. And then everyone ignores me.
Right.
Then I go, no, really, it's Gary. And they go, and then they're having some bizarre conversation about something that has nothing to do with even the show.
I know. Well, I went on one time, and, you know, I used to go on and reveal myself, and the first couple of times they were all excited and had questions for me. And then I started going on. I said, hey, it's Howard. I proved I was Howard, and they'd ignore me.
You know why?
Why?
Because there's 5 people on there, and they've already interviewed you 10 times.
Yeah, right. They have nothing to say. And on Prodigy, Scott has nothing to say except slower. It's like I go, hey, Scott, what's going on? And you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then all of a sudden it's like, nothing. What about you? And then you go, hey, man, what's your wife there with you? And he types back, shh. I mean, and it takes an hour for him to respond.
The only interesting... Excuse me. The only interesting thing is trying to prove that you're yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's so weird.
Yeah.
Because they know so much.
Yeah, that's fun. It's
Once
fun
that's
to answer.
done,
Once that's done, it's over. So I got even sick of doing that.
John and I were on there, and we finally proved it was us. And then it was like, you guys suck. You ride Howard's coattails. You know.
Yeah, right.
Why do you want to be on there?
Yeah, why bother? You guys suck. You ride Howard's coattails.
John's writing all these things about the guy's mother, like really dirty stuff.
I know, John really is into
the
it.
Monitor, like, left, so we could say anything we wanted.
Yeah.
And then he gets caught.
John gets thrown off a Prodigy every week. He's been suspended.
I've been suspended twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That's why he's not calling.
And I was suspended twice, but it was no big deal.
What'd you do?
What does suspension mean?
I was on there, and some guy was really annoying me, so I told him to F off, but I used the F word.
Yeah.
And then the guy called in a chat host, and the chat host read what I wrote and threw me off.
But when can you get back on?
They suspended me for a day once and for a week once.
It's like a hallmark.
Oh, that's
But you can get right back in.
That is so stupid.
I just go in under a different name and get in. I mean, it's dumb.
This is high school hijinks again.
Well, I just read in the paper that now the Senate is saying, you know, the United States Senate is saying that they're going to censor the Internet somehow. Somehow they're going to set up a regulatory board to censor what people write on the Internet. And I'm like, Oh, that sucks.
It's supposed to be the Wild West.
Yeah, the fun of it is reading all these dirty comments, and it's like, I don't want it censored. Who's going to censor it? Who's going to be in charge?
Why can't they have a place for people who don't want to see that kind of language? They can go into their little chat line, and then other people who don't care can be in the freewheeling ones.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Well, it's just something that shouldn't even be touched. Just leave it alone. Who even cares? I don't know. So, dude, what's this thing you call Miller?
Miller's Party Board. It's kind of like Prodigy, but it's a local system.
Yeah, but so what? I mean, don't you get bored with it? What do you write about?
Well, the thing is that the people on there, they're more locals, so you kind of get to know each other better. And then they we get together for like
if you can get girls.
Dinner and stuff like that.
Are there any girls, or is all you guys?
Is it mostly guys, or are there girls?
No, it's mostly guys, but there are females too. It's kind of.
And what do they look like?
Oh.
Yeah.
Might as well be guys, right?
Yeah. What do those girls look like? Like, what happens? Like, you talk to them for a while, and then you guys make a plan to get together for dinner?
No, well, there's all different kinds of ways to do it. I don't know.
So what happened? Like, did you check out some of the girls?
Yeah, pretty much.
And
I have a girlfriend. I met my girlfriend on Miller's Party Board.
Really?
Yeah.
She must be a real pig.
No, actually, she's not. She's really cute.
And you have no family? And you have no family or friends?
Of course I do. I've been doing this. I've been calling them for a long time. It started.
So isn't she upset when you call now because she might be afraid she'll lose you to another girl on the Miller Party line?
No,
You've met his family on
it's possible, but no, my girlfriend doesn't worry.
Yeah, and she's hot.
Well, yeah, I'll say she's hot. Sure, she's a nice Japanese girl.
She's Japanese. Does she wear a thong and stuff?
No, she just
chubby Japanese.
She doesn't have one though.
She's got a good body.
Yeah, she does. I can send you a picture, Howard.
Yeah, send me a picture.
Sure.
All right, man.
So what did she type in that got you to...
But
I'm a girl who's single.
I can't hear Robin. I don't know.
I'm hot and horny.
Yeah. I need man meat. You can't hear Robin?
No, I can't hear her over the
He's probably not
over the
pushed some
phone
button.
at all.
I don't know.
I don't know if Robin's there.
She's in there.
Yeah?
I'm sure Scott probably didn't press something.
Yeah, I can hear her fine on the radio.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. Okay, try.
That fix it?
Say something now, Robin.
Hello, hello, hello.
It's like really faint. I can hear Jackie and everyone else fine.
Hearing me through your microphone or something.
Cheers. I let Scott come in waiting for us. She didn't say anything that important.
Oh,
You haven't said anything that he couldn't miss. Yeah, so you got this Japanese girl. What happened? Like, what did you type to each other?
Well, actually, we met at one of the dinner things that we would go to. We would go to Denny's and hang out. And
so you didn't just...
There.
They served Japanese at Denny's?
No. We didn't have Japanese food. We would just go to Denny's.
No. I mean, I'm surprised they served a person of Japanese ethnic background.
We're surprised you were seated.
Yeah. I guess so.
I guess it's just with blacks. So did she have a special computer name, like,
Yeah, Ricky, actually.
Ricky.
Yeah.
And you were rapping to her, and she said, "Hey, I'd like to meet you."
No. We met at one of the dinner things that we.
All right. So you go, and then you saw her, and she liked you, and you liked her.
Well, yeah. I guess
and now do you
so.
type to each other on the computer line?
Well, no, not anymore.
Because now you're dating.
Yeah.
So what happens?
Exactly.
So do you ever go on there and she's on there?
Well, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, sometimes. Like, she'll call from work or something, But usually no, because we're together.
Oh, so she doesn't go on anymore?
Yeah, well, now she met her man. What does she need it for?
Right.
Yeah. She was on there trolling for guys.
Well, no, she likes to go on there and play trivia and stuff.
Yeah.
They have trivia games, so.
All right, dude. I got to go, okay? I don't really want to talk about it.
Sounds real exciting.
Yeah. You know what? I did it for about 2 weeks, and now I just go on there and I pick up girls and have cyber sex with them. I do it every once in a while.
You are having sex with women?
Yeah, once in a while.
You're married.
Yeah, once in a while. On the computer. It's pretty good.
Thanks a lot, Howard. Hey, I love you, man.
Love you. Thanks.
Robin.
Yes.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
Nice almost talking to you.
Yeah, and people tell me I should join other bulletin boards. I'm like, I'm bored with the ones. I mean, there's no difference.
I knew you wouldn't last long.
Yeah, I had a feeling too. But it was kind of, once in a while I log on. I go online. It's kind of neat. What's neat about it for me is that you can go on and not, you're anonymous. And then after being anonymous for 5 minutes, you hate it because no one's paying attention to you.
That's why you don't like anonymous.
So then you reveal who you are, and then nobody has anything to say to you anyway. Hey, Howard, how come Robin never comes on here?
Because I don't have that kind of silly time.
It takes me like a half hour. Oh, yes, you do. It takes me like a half hour before people are convinced that it's me. And then they ask me, well, where's Robin?
Like I'm with you all the time.
Yeah, and I go, well, Robin isn't hooked into this. Oh, won't it be great when she comes on? I go, no, it won't.
Why? So we can talk to each other? We do that all day.
It won't be any great. It won't be any better than it is now.
It's so funny because every place I go, all they ask me when I'm on stage is, where's Howard? Where's Howard? Now you're on the Prodigy bulletin board, and it's really you, and it's Robin.
Yeah, and then they go, I know.
That is the question.
And then
whoever's not here.
And then sometimes they'll go like, hey, how come Jackie the Joke Man's on America Online? And I'll go, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. They go, well, then you can't be Howard. How come you don't know?
Oh, man.
I go, because I don't really talk to him about it. I don't know why.
Who cares why he's on it? I mean, is that a question you would ask?
I say my best guess is because he heard I was on Prodigy. He'll do anything that I don't do.
I'm not going on that.
I'm not going on that because he'll think I'm copying him.
Oh, jeez.
Look at my own line.
On America Online, on the Star.
I have my own audience.
Yeah. That's my suspicion.
Prodigy. I got America Online.
And then they go, is Fred on here? And I go, no.
You should just say Robin is somebody. Just give...
Just make it up.
I've done that.
Pretend to be Robin.
I've done that.
Really? Go on and be me. See what happens.
Yeah. It's just, you know what? It's just not interesting. Nothing ever happens anyway. Then you got idiots like Scott on there who are like, have nothing to say.
See, that's what when you first told me about it, and then you told me you wound up talking to Scott, I said, see, now you're talking to people you don't talk to.
Yeah, and talking to Scott, whether it's in person or on a computer, is boring. I mean, and you have to wait for him to type. And there's nothing, I mean, I see Scott in the hall every day, I have nothing to say to him. I'm like, hey, Scott, what's that, your wife watching over your shoulder? Yes.
So does he sit at the keyboard and she watches him type?
Yeah, well, when he's logged, Scott has two nicknames. When he's logged on under a certain nickname, that means his wife, he's running solo. His wife's out of the house. There's a code.
You're kidding. And she doesn't know?
Right. And then when he's on as a different nickname, I think it's like Rocket or something.
So boring to do. How could somebody stand there and watch somebody else do it?
I don't know. Well, she doesn't like him on there, I think. I'm online, honey. Evidently, she caught wind that he was online by himself, and she got involved somehow. I don't know. It's a whole thing going on in Scott's house. And what happens is, as soon as Scott goes on, everyone starts goofing on him that his wife is with him, and then all of a sudden you see Scott just logs off because he can't take it.
Gotta go by.
He doesn't even say that.
He just disappears.
All of a sudden, because it indicates when someone leaves, it just goes, Rocket has left the room.
Rocket has left the building.
Rocket. And then 10 minutes later, Rocket comes back on, and he tries again, and then he's off.
Oh, poor.
It's the funniest thing to see. And sometimes Big Al and Neil are on there, and they start goofing on Scott, and he can't take it. And he tries to come back at them.
Shut up.
Yeah, shut up. I know who you are.
Yeah, right.
That's what he types back.
I'm rubber, you're glue.
They'll type, Scott, you bald-headed bastard. Can't you do anything without your wife over your shoulder? And he'll be like,
Can too.
I know who you are.
I know who you are.
Or he'll type, who is this? And as they're goofing at him, he goes, I think I know who this is. And it's like a moron.
So funny.
Yeah, and you get annoyed with Scott, and you get annoyed that they're goofing on him, and you get annoyed that he can't even type. And then when he gets really goofed on bad, Scott, on the Prodigy line, he types in, this is not Scott. This is his wife. And it's Scott. You know it's Scott. And he goes, so you're just making fun of Scott, and he's not even here. That's what he types in. And it takes him an hour to type that.
So the joke's on you.
Yeah. He goes, you can make fun all you want. This is Mrs. Scott.
That's right. It's not me.
Yeah, it's not Scott. And you know it's Scott. And he tries to say to everyone, it doesn't matter what you make fun of.
Yeah.
Because it's not me.
I bet you he must go into other lines because he can't take that all the time.
Yeah, he goes into the bi-fem room. I go in there, too. They have all these different rooms on Prodigy.
Hi, this is Scottina.
I go into the trivia room sometimes, but I can't keep up with those idiots. They play day and night.
Yeah.
And then there's this room where Friends of Bill W.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No.
That's Alcoholics Anonymous.
I was going to say, isn't Bill W. the guy who started Alcoholics Anonymous?
So I go, I didn't know any of this. I go into the room.
So do you go in and have a
No, I go.
meeting?
Well, I go. Yeah, there's like usually it's a pretty popular room. There's usually like 10 people in there.
Yeah.
And I go in, and the first time I went in, I said, "Who's Bill W?" Because I didn't know. And they go, "Oh, friend, we're all here. Don't be embarrassed. You know, it's Alcoholics Anonymous." And
oh boy.
I go, "Oh, you're a bunch of drunks." And then they start yelling at you.
Well, that's what John does. John goes into the dieting room and he calls them all fat bastards.
Yeah, right. Well, how about when they had that Regis and Kathy Lee room? Everyone would go in there and just like call them homos. And they had to close down the room.
Oh, stop it.
Regis
Yeah.
and Kathy Lee.
They tried to start a Regis and Kathy Lee room, but everyone was too embarrassed to go in.
Just to talk about them?
Yeah. What do you want, Ralph?
I remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking to you, and you were on some chat line, and you were talking to a girl, telling her you were a male model.
Yeah.
And you were bummed out because you look like Brad Pitt, and everybody says you look like, you know, you were there before Brad Pitt. And
I had this whole thing going with this girl. This girl tells me she's 36, 24, 36, double Ds. Telling me she looks like Farrah Fawcett, and you know, and I said, well,
she's lying as much as you are.
I don't know, but I just said to her, you know, and she said she had a whole thing. She's 23 from Jersey or whatever, and I just said, you know, I said, well, I really can't stay on here too long. I had a really rough day. And she goes, well, what's wrong? I said, well, my job was really bad today. She goes, well, what's your job? I said, I'm a male model, and I hate it, and I'm thinking of going back into dentistry school. So, she goes, oh, really? What school do you go to? I go, well, originally I got into Columbia and University of Pennsylvania. But I'm thinking of going back to Columbia since I'm already here in New York, and dentistry is pretty lucrative, and I might just go into that. Because, you know, all these other male models are stupid. You know, so I worked that in that I'm a genius and I can do anything I want.
And your parents are rich.
Yeah, so then I go, so she goes, oh, yeah, so where do you model? Have I ever seen you do anything? I go, well, mostly I do runway and underwear ads. You probably see me in a lot of Calvin Klein ads, but I've been having a lot of trouble lately. She goes, what's wrong? I said, well, everyone tells me, and I don't think I look like Brad Pitt, but all these guys from the modeling agency are saying I look like Brad Pitt and I'm stealing his look, and so that they don't want to use me anymore. But I had this look my whole life. And I don't understand why these people are saying I look like Brad Pitt. Yeah, I have long blonde hair, and I guess, I'm good looking, and I'm fed up with modeling because I go on an underwear shoot, and this gay guy is the photographer. And he gets me in the room and he says, strip down, I want to see you naked. And I say, hey, there's an underwear ad. And I'm not gay, And the guy goes, please, just, strip down. I got to take a look and see how you look. So I stripped down to my underwear, and the guy was just eating me up alive with his eyes. She goes, really? I go, yeah. And I was really embarrassed. She goes, you sound delicious. I want to meet you. So I said, yeah, right. So I go, well, I don't know about that. But I said, I'm a little shy, but I got to tell you something. So I'm modeling, and the guy says, please, I have to see you nude. I have to see you nude. And I was really uptight. I didn't want him to see me nude. He says, please, I'll pay you $500 if I could just see your penis. So I said, what the hell? Who cares if he sees? So I pulled my underwear like a third of the way down, so he could only see like maybe 1 inch. And here, I pulled my underwear a third of the way down, and only an inch is revealed. All right, so obviously she gets the wind that I'm huge. So then the guy begged me, and he says, please, if I could just see you nude and then pull your underwear down myself, I'll give you $1,000. So I just said, it's a goof. I said, okay, if it's going to make you happy. So he comes over, he puts his hands on my hips, and he pulls my underwear halfway down, and he's seen about, a tenth of my weenie, and the guy's already swooning. And she's like, oh, I have to meet you, I have to meet you, I have to meet you. So finally, the guy pulls my underwear down. I go, guess what happens? He passes out. He just passes out when he sees it. He tells me I'm so beautiful, my buttocks is beautiful, and all this. And I said, this was really embarrassing because I'm not gay. So she goes, I really want to meet you. I'm really happy. I said, well, I live upstate now. I built a house upstate. She goes, well, what do you mean you built a house? I said, well, there's a beautiful waterfall upstate, and I built a house, an indoor. The waterfall now is indoors. I have it built. So in my bathroom.
It's just ridiculous.
I said, so I took all my modeling money, and beside I had an inheritance, a small inheritance, of only $4 million. So I built the house because I got plenty of money. So she's like, listen, I'd love to see your house. I'd really like to get together. I'm not kidding about how I look. Please, I have to meet you. And then I go, listen, I really have to run, and maybe we can meet. She goes, can we meet here again? Please, I'll do anything.
It never occurs to her that some hot model isn't sitting at a typewriter.
Yeah. And I just said to her, you know what? I said, I got to tell you something. I'm so sick of women who just want me for my looks because I'm Brad Pitt and all this stuff. But I'm going to tell you something. That's why I like being on here, because I can meet girls and just be myself.
Yeah, but you tell them you look like Brad
Yeah, right, of course. Meanwhile, I look like Tiny Tim. Yeah.
How long was this whole thing?
This must have gone on for about 45 minutes.
And what's
I got to admit, I had an arousal.
Ooh. You would have called her back the next day unless you got sick.
I got sick, yeah.
That broke up your romance.
I had a date with her for 4:30 the next afternoon, but I got sick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
Yeah, Ralph was on there listening.
You should have somehow. How could we find out what she looks like?
No, but what's
you
funny?
can't. She'll never show her face.
But what's funny is Howard
she was
believes.
Come to the house.
Yeah, sure she was.
Howard believes that she's pretty.
Right.
Well, she's not lying, but I am.
A girl who looks like that is also sitting around typing.
Yeah, she was real good looking.
Big fat cow.
Yeah. She did say she had to go to an aerobics class. That's why she couldn't talk to me.
Yeah, because she needs it.
Yeah, she needs it.
I don't know. She told me she was wearing a leotard. I don't think you're that fat if you're wearing a leotard.
Oh, please, Howard.
Oh, come on.
You love this
She just could have been saying that, too. Like,
I don't know. She just said she had one of those thong things on.
Yeah.
She knows what to say, just like you do.
I guess. Yeah, she was probably going to the store to buy Malamars. But I keep telling, this gay guy's swooning over the size of my genitals, and it's really embarrassing because I'm uptight about the size of my genitals. And
you don't even lie good.
Oh, yes, I do.
She must be a wall. She's the mentality of a wall.
And what else could you have said? You're rich, you have huge genitals, you're beautiful.
Right.
And you're bored, and you have a house upstairs, you're a waterfall, and you're lonely.
Yeah, listen to this. You walk into the bathroom, of my house, and it's like, marble tile, and then all of a sudden it becomes like rustic and dirt because the indoor waterfall is there. So I said, in the winter, I just, I have a regular shower and jacuzzi. But in the summer, I use the waterfall as my shower. So
this isn't even possible.
She believed it. You're saying that now, but if you had met me on Prodigy, you'd be swooning too. You'd be begging me for a date.
I was getting kind of weak in the knees.
She must be hot stuff.
Yeah. And bright, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Then I had some other girl I was on with. I told her I'd just come back from Vietnam. When I'd come back from Vietnam, I had moved to the jungles.
Yes, jungles of where?
I don't know, like
Long Island.
I told him I lived in I moved to Hawaii at first, and I was living in the jungles there. And
jungles.
Yeah. And they're messed up, but then I turned out to be like a really good-looking guy, and
right, sensitive.
Yeah, right. But I couldn't handle Vietnam, and they're ready to come over and just have sex with me.
You should go on as like a construction work.
Yeah, because then it comes out, it was like I was hired to, do intelligence work for the, like all of a sudden I'm James Bond, who had a nervous breakdown and had to resort to going to the jungle. But now I'm okay.
You're a Navy SEAL.
I
Yeah.
think Ralph got to go on there as just a regular guy.
No, you can't get anywhere. No one wants to talk to you.
You know how women dig that whole, blue collar thing? Say you're like a real manly construction worker.
Yeah.
Into that whole thing.
Man, they don't dig that. They want rich Brad Pitt. Everyone's got to look like Brad Pitt on there. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.